mayuyupi na. These are internationally tested. Lahat po yan, we spent all the time and money just to make sure that we can deliver the best product to DPWH. These are all the certificates that we have showing that TechnoShine's product are the best road safety and road safe para po sa atin dito. So, Hero Engineers of the Philippines, my name is Erwin, and I'd like to say, if you wanted the best road safety products in the country, call TechnoShine. Magandang hapon po.
On to the next presenter. This one's one of the companies that has made their way to the top when it comes to providing business solutions. Here's iSource Asia Business Solutions Corporation.
Okay, wow. Good afternoon, our respectable engineers. Thank you so much for allowing us to be your partner sponsors again in this event. Okay, so I only have a couple of minutes with you this afternoon, so I'll be straight to the point. I only have 3 objectives in this presentation today. First is, of course, once again, I would like to introduce our company, especially to some others who have not started the partnership yet. And second is, I would like to continue updating you with the products and services that we are offering. Top of the line, especially we are partnered with big brands in our industry. And of course, thirdly, I want to take this chance to get a PO with you, okay? Siyempre, that's very important. Si Ma'am na-smile na kaagad sa PO. Now, what I mean is the product orientation with you because we have our booth right there at the back. So we want to present to you all our technologies, all the products that we have. So please, if you have time, come and visit us there in our office, okay? There in our booth also. Okay, our company, iSource Asia Business Solutions Corporation, we are your partner for your office equipments and IT products and services. Okay, so definitely majorly with the printers and copiers, we are so heavy with that. So that is the top of the products that we are partnering with you in your offices, okay? And as we provide this partnership, which is greatly supported by these big brands. For our laser printers, we carry Canon. Okay, so we carry all from the desktops to the big lines of the machines. So from end-to-end solutions, we have that. And the product that we have is not only the hardware, but definitely we're here to provide you the solution for your document management. So this is something that we want to definitely reiterate with you as the leaders of your department and your district. So please take the chance to see also the different solutions so your productivity of your employee will be improved and also their mobility and somehow even the cost reduction of your expenses. So that is something that we can present to you also with the document management solutions we have. Okay, and we carry also Epson, so especially for our big production lines of machines, the 100 pages per minute. So I would also present that later. And for the duplicators, we carry Rizzo, we have duplicators, and we also have robotics. Okay, so this is something that might be of interest with you, so we also have that. Okay, next. So guys, this is just want to present to you this. So this is the large format printer of Canon. So Canon is the manufacturer of the world's first highest speed inkjet printers. Okay, so our product is right there in the booth, so we can present to you now the latest technology that we are consistently having. So this is our plotter. Very important, guys, for you to see because this can print already blueprint, the white printer, of course, for all of your plants. So we have 24 inches, we have 36, up to 44 inches, we have that. And our machine is already upgraded, so this is not just printing, but this is already multifunction. So copy, print, and scan technology. So this promotes already digitization of all of your hard copies. So So now we're here ready to teach you how to archive all of your hard copies so you can easily access all of those files eventually. Okay, so this is already the functions of our machines. And part of the product lines that we want to present to you also would be this one. So this is the Image Runner C3800 series, wherein this is for your offices. This is for small offices. Again, this is all multifunction colored printers. Okay, so that can definitely go with the process flow of your businesses. So these are not just hardware, as I mentioned, so this cannot just print A3, but rather it provides you definitely the system, okay, especially for your printing behavior in your offices. So every time that we come to your offices and assess, we've seen really a lot of things that we need to upgrade. So in line with our President's direction, wherein we need to do automation, we need to do digitization. So our equipments are definitely the right machine for you. Okay, so please, we are here definitely to introduce this, and we will, of course, visit you in your offices to explain that further. And we also have scanners, okay? So our document readers, that's very important in the process in your step of digitization. So we'll definitely now do the archiving. So we'll now make all of your hard copies to be in a software file. Next, so the document scanners is definitely important because one is this is very versatile in paper handling. So we definitely sure, guys, that we have old files. Okay, and we already need to archive those documents, okay? Now, our team, our technology is here to help you out with that processes. Okay, we will start first from definitely getting these scanners or document readers until we process all of those files digitally, okay? So that is the important DEs why we need to do those things. Next. Okay, and our company is not only offering you the office equipments, the plotter, and the scanners, but we have also the cameras, the CCTV cameras. Okay, so this is definitely of greatly in need to you guys, so we can present and showcase to you the new technology for the different cameras of a high image quality and rich video expression. There we go. So this is part of our portfolio also. And apart from the Canon profiles that we have, so we have the inkjet technology also. This one is our C21000. So majority, well, a lot of department also from DPWH in different district. So we have already presented this, and they were greatly amazed of the output also from this machine, our inkjet. So we definitely want to present you this because this is very flexible. You can print a lot of medias. This is very fast. This is 100 pages per minute. So from the planning department, so we are printing a lot. So we are handling so many documents. So this one is the best machine for your department also. So in your department that has a volume of printing, so this one would be the best and suitable machine for you. So this machine is actually right there in our booth. So you can see that. We can definitely present that to you. And this one is the information management solution. So not all of us is aware that we can do the process development for your printing behavior. So this one is the process for the document management solution. Majority of your offices, you can see a lot of papers in your table. We are so heavy when it comes to our printing requirements. Ang dami po nating papel, ang dami po nating nakakalat. Guys, we can do away of all of those papers actually. So let us help you out with that because we have already a long-term system available that can help you do away of all of those files wherein everything is safe, everything is properly filed digitally. Okay, so that is our solution from Canon. So what does it do? Our system is actually doing the storage of all of your files. So from the capturing of all of your documents, hard copies, yung mga papel po natin, yung mga plans po natin that has already been signed by our district engineers, by our heads, and all of the people in our department. So we capture that, and then we store it. So we capture it digitally, so we're creating a soft copy of that file. We store that okay, internally, and then we create and manage and we create the process flow. So this is very important because we understand that it is hard sometimes for us to locate where the document is. Nasaan na kaya yung document na yan? Saan kaya natin yan na i-file? So this process flow is very important so that that eliminates already the problem. In one click, okay, in one click, 1 minute, or just a couple of seconds, you can already find the copies even that is 10 years ago, 5 years ago file. Because we are creating already the process because this is the storage of the files that we have. And then we create the process and we can also analyze all the information, the data from our department. And if we really want then to retain or delete all of those files, that's going to be very easy. Okay, so the document management process flow is now very important because this is the one that will help you have a system in your department so it's easy for you to already storage and file all of those documents. And our company is here to help you so that your department will now have a process and synergy all together. So, syempre, as our leader, as your leader of your district, as a district engineer, so this is something that you must also foresee that you need this process in your department. Dapat related yan, synchronize yung buong proseso, and easily, yung routing ng documents ninyo will be there. Kahit wala ka sa office, so we have our system so that you can sign, you can look at all of the files that you want. So this is therefore, okay, so this is actually what I want to showcase for today. So our team is all here from different regions and from different branches. So please visit us there in our booth, and we are definitely be very happy to assist you with your requirements. Again, thank you so much for allowing us to be your sponsor, and see you po ulit next event. Okay? I hope you enjoyed the vow. Thank you so much, all district engineers and ADE. Thank you.
All right, our next presenter is a company that is devoted into electrofusion, jointing technique, and quality control and quality assurance. That and more about CRA Asia Incorporated, which will be presented by the VP for Sales, Ms. Jeneline Lansangan, and its treasurer, Mr. Carlo Yabot.
Ayan. Maayong hapon po sa ating lahat. Muli, bago po kami magsimula, I would like to extend our deepest gratitude to the organizers of DELP 17th Annual Convention, to our lovely President, DELP President, Ms. D.E. Daisy Toledo, and to our distinguished guests. Maraming salamat po sa opportunity na ito. So to start, I would like to again introduce myself. I am Engineer Jen Lansangan. I'm a civil engineer by profession, and I am actually the first hired employee of CRA in the Philippines. So I was only 26 years old last 2016 when we started. So yes, we are relatively young compared to the long-running industry of HDPE industry in the world. And yes, we are relatively young compared to the longest running RCP or reinforced concrete technology or industry in the world. But our mission is to be the material of choice for gravity and pressure application projects in the country and in Southeast Asia. And as we envision the country, and as we envision to lead you guys, the technology leaders, because this wouldn't be possible kung hindi po namin kasama kayo, ang mga tunay na leaders of technology, to be able to spark the change and support true and lasting innovation on public work projects, the use of lifelong lasting materials to achieve a one-time installation and sustainable projects for generations to come. Hindi po ba magandang pakinggan? Wouldn't it not be a legacy to tell our kids that we solved the flooding problem in the Philippines during our time? And how we will do that? So let me share to you a very quick history, a very young history of CRA in the Philippines. So starting 2017, we were commercially open and we also got our department order. So in the beginning po, we don't have HDPE structured wall pipes in the Blue Book. But with the help of our partners, of the people who saw the innovation, we were helped to be able to add in the department, to be able to produce a department order, 147, to add structured wall pipes HDPE in our Blue Book. Come 2018, napansin na po ang HDPE, and we were chosen to be the material for the rehabilitation of Boracay project. It was a 7-kilometer project of 1,000, 1,500, and 1,800 millimeter pipelines. Come 2019, we started in Mindanao. So after Boracay, it was actually Mindanao. Kayo po ang unang nag-embrace sa aming technology. So we were part of the Tagum Flyover project. We supplied 1,800 and 2,000 millimeter diameter pipelines. And then Davao Coastal Road. And we also did a 21-kilometer project of hydropower plant in Sarangani. And come 2020, yan, pandemic na. 2020 up to this year, we are very much thankful for the continuous support of each and every districts and regions for programming HDPE pipes in their projects. Because as of now, we have already completed 48 kilometers of pipelines in various diameters from 1,000 to, right now, 3,000 millimeter project in Tagum. Yun po yung video that you watched this before we started this speech. And this wouldn't be possible kung wala po kayo. And right now, we want to take this opportunity to really ask your help note to those districts and regions who would wanted also to be able to change, to use an innovative product. We're just here, and we would be helping you from the design phase up to the implementation of the project. And to give you more of the projects that we had this year, let me give the mic to the face of CRA. I'm sure you've been seeing a lot of Mr. Carlo Yabot, our treasurer. So give it away, Carlo.
Okay, good afternoon, madayaw at mayong hapon po sa ating mga DE dito. So as my colleague and our VP of Sales has mentioned, all of these projects that I'm going to be showing here in these next slides, part of the almost 50 kilometers dito sa naging history natin as a manufacturer and supplier of HDPE pipes here in the country. Like this one po for Baguio City sa Loacan Airport. This would not have been possible, so that's our main goal here, is to be grateful, to extend our gratitude to our DEs, to our regional directors. Kayo po talaga ang pioneers po, our true leaders, as VP Janev said, true leaders of infrastructure innovation. So sana po mag-opt po ulit tayo dito sa mga HDPE pipes, the new drainage technologies, as we go forward and as we upgrade the current state of our infrastructure po. So next slide here, makikita nyo po, so before and after of the Loacan Airport. So ngayon po mga planes natin are going over, yung mga airway po natin, going over HDPE pipes na po, our German technology. Yan po, next slide here. Dito po sa Zambales as well, so we have our districts in Zambales to thank for this as well. Makikita nyo po, pinipre-joint na po natin sa yard or on the site po. So, I'm sure you've, alam na po ng mga DE natin, maybe personally from me po, or maybe through virtually or through calls, narinig nyo na po lahat ng mga advantages po ng HDPE pipes, yung bilis po ng installation, yung longevity po natin. So, dito po made-demonstrate lahat sa mga projects na ito. So, ito po, pin-rejoint natin sa yard, and then we deliver it 12 meters at a time. And you can, of course, imagine the savings that we can have at installation times po. So, marami po tayo matitipid in terms of installation time po. And dito po sa Cagayan, this is an irrigation project. So, this is a 2-meter diameter pipe po, as you can see. So, yan po, we are very thankful as well na nag-average na po tayo sa mga 2-meter diameter. So malaki pong mga diameters to. We're very, very thankful po. So makikita nyo din po dito sa San Mateo na project po. This is in the evening. I wanted to bring up na sa bilis po ng ating mga installation times, yung iba pong mga nagiging project natin, na-execute natin, natatapos po natin in overnight. So pag sa time lang po, time intensive po ng mga projects, I hope we can opt for more of CRAS pipes po. So CRAS pipes po. Next, dito po sa Batangas, this is our contribution for the 8-kilometer length ng HDPE pipes as well. Ayan po. So 1.2 ang ating diameter. So you can see there. So again, very quickly installed as well. Next. Ayan po, ito pong sa Romblon for Mimaropa po. You can see that these are more mountainous areas. So yung mga ganyan po mga high terrain na mga areas, that's not much of a problem in terms of installation and delivery for us at CRA. So again po, if we have more of these mountainous regions, meron po tayong mga projects that require HDPE pipes in mountainous regions, then you can opt for us as well. Ayan po. Next. Ayan po, so this is much closer. So meron po tayong video at the end of this. So ito po, much closer at home po at Tagum. Ayan po, some of our bigger pipes. And so far, I believe is the biggest that we have delivered and supplied for our district. So we're talking 3 meters po. And next year, we're hoping that we can install a 3.5 prospectively, 3.5 meters. And maybe in the near future po, 4 meters, 5 meters po, pwede tayong mag-supply as well. Kung ano po ang kakailanganin ng ating mga district. So I think that pretty much ends it at the next slide po. Pero again, our main goal here, DEs and our ADES, our regional directors, ASECs and USECs, we just wanted to extend our gratitude for all these projects. This almost 50-kilometer that we have supplied for your district. So again, thank you po. Thank you for helping us, support our infrastructure development and drainage development in this way. So I hope we can opt for newer technologies such as ours in the future. So thank you. Thank you, RDs.
Yes.
Salamat po.
We're looking forward to be working with you more. Hopefully, we double and even triple the kilometers that we have covered in the coming years. Maraming salamat po and watch this pre-jointed video.
Salamat po. Thank you.
And we're back. There you have it. That includes our product presentation. Once again, a round of applause para sa ating mga presenters. Ang laking tulong nila sa lahat ng mga projects ng DPWH. Alright. Again, thank you. Maraming salamat po sa ating mga presenters. Ang dami naming natutunan sa inyo. Marami pa tayong presenters in a short while. Ayan. Ang tanong ko, okay pa po ba tayo dyan? Wala na, nanubag. Hindi na po sila sumagot. Nandyan pa po ba kayo? Parang dito lang yung mga sumagot. Dito sa side na to, nandyan pa po ba kayo? Yeah! Nalasing ata sa pagkain.
Well, hearing the response, EJ, it looks great, it sounds great, and that energy deserves a prize dahil magpaparaffle po tayo ulit this afternoon. And nasa kamay po ng DELP National President, District Engineer Daisy B. Toledo, and DELP Region 11 Chapter President or DELP National Convention 2022 Chairperson District Engineer Jane D. Kainhog ang listahan ng mga nanalo. So please join us here on stage, Matt. Ngayon ko lang din pala nalaman, EJ.
Yes.
No? Katulad pala kami ni Ma'am ng second name because may second name is Jane.
Alright. Alright, alam mo, Carly, speaking of prizes, ayan, ang daming prizes tayong nakita. Grabe. Sobrang dami. Sino-sino kaya mag-uwi? This set of raffle is sponsored by Boysen, Atlanta Industries, Blue Ocean, and PNS Advanced Steel Tech. Palakpakan! Palakpakan! Maraming salamat sa ating mga sponsors. And for our first set of prizes from Boysen, to which we will be calling on stage to help us award the prizes, the Marketing Executive of Boysen, Mr. John Balagtas. Hi, sir. Please come on stage.
And for the sequence of prizes, we will first award the lucky individual who will be bringing home a microwave oven.
Yes. Maliban sa microwave oven, ano pa, Carly?
We also have an air fryer na talaga namang it's very handy nowadays, no? Na kailangan meron sa kitchen talaga natin.
Yes. At especially itong, ayan, ang microwave oven.
Yes, we will be giving away four.
Four?
For the air fryer, dalawa. So that will be a total of 6 lucky individuals.
Yes. Itong air fryer, Carly, alam mo, aside from the convenience na pinuprovide niya, syempre sa mga health conscious. Kasi no oil na and you can fry the food that you want.
Kaya naman, hindi na natin patagalin pa, EJ.
Yes.
Let us now
Spin the wheel! Alright, sino kaya ang mananalo ng ating microwave oven? 4 po ang ipamimigay natin. Congratulations, our first winner of microwave oven. ADE Cesar A. Sanorho. Congratulations, ADE Cesar. Okay.
So now let's draw in our second winner. Spin the wheel.
Yes.
Woo! Still, this is for the microwave oven.
Tama ka dyan, Carly. Sino kaya ang mag-uwi na ating palawang microwave oven? Congratulations to ADE Arthur A. Torillo.
If you are present, please claim your prize here on stage. Now let's draw our third winner. Spin the wheel. Our third winner is
Congratulations, ADE Brilliance A.M. Salas.
And our fourth winner for the microwave oven is Spin the wheel.
Spin, spin. We are down to our last winner for microwave oven. Sino kaya? Congratulations to DE Dean B. Baldonado Jr. Congratulations, District Engineer Dean B. Baldonado Jr. Ikaw ang pang-apat na nanalo ng microwave oven.
Now we will proceed to drawing out our two winners of air fryer. So let's spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel. Congratulations, you are our first winner of air fryer. Congratulations, District Engineer Joel Melchor Arboco.
And ang magiging kapares ni Sir Joel ay walang iba kundi si Spin the Wheel.
Spin the wheel. Congratulations! Mag-uwi ka ng air fryer! District Engineer Leslie Anthony Molina.
Muli, thank you very much, Boysen and Sir John Balagtas. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Boysen.
Next set would be from Atlanta Industries. So we'd like to invite here on stage the Marketing and Customer Service Head, Neil Elpusan. Good afternoon, sir. So for our prizes for the next set of raffle, we will be giving away a coffee maker, juice extractor, tabletop gas, and iPad.
iPad. Nako. Exciting ang mga papremyo. Alright, dahil dyan, simulan natin. Let's spin the wheel. Congratulations! You are our first winner for Coffee Maker. Congratulations, DE Jul Arab A. Kong.
Next is for the juice extractor. Spin the wheel.
Congratulations, ADE Rodilito and Telos! You won Juice Extractor.
Next is the tabletop gas. Spin the wheel.
Woo. Congratulations! ADE Irvin P. Salang! Ayun! And on to our next prizes. We will be giving away 2 sets or 2 units of iPad. Dahil dyan, let's spin the wheel. Congratulations, ADE Liberato R. Mercado! Just get lucky on our next winner for iPad. Let's spin the wheel.
Ito talaga yung gusto kong papremyo eh. Kahapon pa to.
iPad, ano? Congratulations, ADE Generoso Y. Season Junior! Wow!
Once again, congratulations to all our raffle draw winners and thank you Atlanta Industries. Sir Neil, maraming salamat po for joining us here on stage.
Thank you, sir.
The next set of raffle will be coming from Blue Ocean. So we'd like to call in Mr. Francis Benep Yap.
All right.
So we will be giving away a food processor and air fan. For the food processor, we will be handing one, and for the air fan, dalawa.
Dalawa ang mananalo.
Good afternoon,
All right,
sir.
dahil dyan, Carly, let's spin the wheel.
Ako na lang yung sasayaw. Wala na kasi yung dancers natin eh.
Wala na ano, Davao Comedians. Congratulations, ADE Jose R. Guara Jr. Nanalo po kayo ng food processor.
Next up, our air fan. Spin the wheel.
Yeah! Hey! Congratulations, ADE Melchor T. Angkiliano! Woo!
And last one for our air fryer. Spin the wheel.
Our air fan?
My gosh, kapag parehas kasi sila na air fryer eh. Air fan pala, sorry.
Yeah. Pagkatunog kasi, no?
Kasi aside sa iPad, air fryer yung gusto ko. Kaya nalagay sa utak ko.
Yes. Okay, dahil dyan, congratulations! D.E. Roel B. Bantugan! Woo! Yes! Yes, sir, congratulations! You may now claim your prize. Picture. Once again, congratulations to all our winners, and of course, thank you Blue Ocean, and thank you Mr. Francis Bennett Yap. Sir, thank you.
Last set from PNS Advanced Steel Tech. So we will be giving away a smart speaker and Huawei MatPad, one of each. So to join me here on stage to hand in the awards, or the raffle prizes rather, is none other than Mr. Shinichi Suzuki, our marketing Hi, Sir Shinichi. So I think we are now ready. So now let's spin the wheel.
All right.
Smart speaker from PNS.
Sino kaya ang mananalo nating smart speaker? Wow, parang ang ganda niyan ah. Congratulations, DE Medel F. Chua! Swerte!
Pwede ba yung kaapelyido niya?
Pwede.
Is Sir Medel still around? Congratulations, sir. Now we move on to our Huawei MatPad winner. Spin the wheel.
Sino kaya ang mag-uwi nating Huawei MatePad? Eto na! Congratulations! ADE Johnny L. Protesta Jr. Woo! Ito, hindi ito magpo-protesta dahil panalo si Sir na ating papremyo na Huawei MatePad. Congratulations, Sir!
And of course, this is courtesy of PNS Advanced Steel Tech. Thank you very much for your generosity.
And of course, Carly, we would like to thank Sir Shinichi Suzuki, Marketing Section, Building and Infrastructure Sector Senior Manager. Thank you so much.
Congratulations and thank you very much, sir.
Ayan. Once again, congratulations sa ating mga winners. Palakpakan po. And of course, thank you sa lahat na ating mga sponsors na nagpamigay ng mga regalo at papremyo.
And isa lang talaga yung gusto ko, since Pasko naman din, AJ, baka pwede ding sumali yung host.
Oo nga. No? Medyo marami-rami to, no?
May-
Sa 10 piso.
Na-insert pa yung bola, di ba? But yes, I hope everybody is still up and excited for what's in store for the next part of our program dahil mahaba-haba pa at marami pa tayong pag-uusapan ngayong hapon.
Yes, excited ako sa mga next set of speakers. Malamang marami ulit tayong matututunan gaya ng mga technicalities pagdating sa construction. Especially, malaking tulong ang maibibigay nila sa mga projects ng DPWH.
And of course, not just that, because we will be allotting time as well for our open forum
Yes.
wherein we can hear the sides of one another. Siyempre naman, this is for the betterment of
Yes.
the things that we can improve, most especially na ilang araw na lang din, di ba? We will be welcoming the year 2023.
Yes, we are all excited what's in store for 2023 sa mga projects ng DPWH. And of course, we wish success sa ating Build Better More. Diba?
Gusto ko yun, AJ, memorize mo.
Yes, kasi tumatak sa akin yung build, DPRRD. Of course,
Yes.
diba nakaka-proud? Ang dami nilang nagawang projects. Eto ngayon, excited tayo and we're looking forward sa mga ma-accomplish din ng Build Better More campaign ni PBBM.
Yes, and of course, this will not be possible kung hindi din natin pasasalamatan lahat ng ating mga presenters, ang ating mga sponsors, most especially our exhibitors outside, no? Nakasama natin kahapon when we opened the official 17th annual national convention. So sa lahat po ng exhibitors natin, thank you very much. And
Yes.
I hope everybody was able to roam around, get to know about their products and services that will aid in helping them, you know, with their projects.
Yes.
And yes, ito na.
Absolutely.
Next up, we'll be hearing about a company with product lines that include laboratory ovens, incubators, scientific balances, among others. On stage will be the regional sales specialist in Asia for hexagon detection, Andy Lee, to tell us more about their products and services.
Hello, testing. Hi guys, good afternoon everyone. My name is Andy Lee. So I am regional sales specialist for detection products. So basically I based in Singapore, Leica System Singapore. So first of all, here is my profile. So as you know, I work in Leica for more than 3 years. And then for my education background, I'm a master degree holder in remote sensing, so I'm mainly focused doing a fully research on underground detection using GPR. Okay, next slide, please. So, first of all, what is GPR? Any idea about what is GPR? Whoever knows about GPR before? So, okay, next. So here, I will give some basic info about GPR. So, GPR stands for ground penetrating radar. So, it's something similar like X-ray, but X-ray is we look through, we see through our bodies. But for GPR, we used to see through underground. Okay? So how GPR works? Actually, it's like GPR will send electromagnetic pulse into underground, and then when you continuously send the signals, in case there's some utilities or different soil layers, the signal will reflect back to the surface or our receiver. So the result will come out something like this. So this is just a basic, and then there's some about, it's more technical. It's like we have different, for GPR have different frequencies, high frequencies, low frequencies. So if you want to see a very clear underground result, then you need to use a high frequency GPR. And then if you want to see more deeper, then you need to use a low frequency GPR. Okay? Next, please. Okay, so now you know how GPR works. And then the next thing is where we can apply this GPR. And then how GPR can help us in our projects. And then why we need GPR and who should use GPR. Okay, for example, for GPR, where we can apply GPR, for example, concrete applications. And then how? If we use GPR in concrete applications, GPR can help us identify rebars or any void inside concrete structure. And then why we need GPR? So if you have image about the concrete, then somehow you know where is your location you should target. So at the same time, it can save your cost, save your time, save your labors or wherever. Okay, the next thing is who should use GPR. So any contractors like pipe laying company, they want to know where's the utility locations, then they can use GPR to scan and locate the current utilities locations. Okay. Next, please. Okay, so this is actually just an overview about different application for GPR. So next. Okay, could be on construction site to avoid hitting any underground utilities. And then just next, okay, could be the GPR can be used to map up the utilities underground, or you can use the GPR to identify different soil layer, different ground conditions, or wherever. Is there any void underground or not? Okay, just next. So and next. So we have different type of GPR, and then to target on different applications. Could be for underground mapping until the concrete building scannings. Next slide, please. Next. And next. Okay, so back to our product. So now we know GPR can identify anything underground that we can't see. So for this risk high pave is one of our high-end GPR, and then the application is used to identify a road pavement thickness evaluations. Next, please. So here is some of the GPR result. So by visual, when we use our eyes, we can't see through what is underneath, what is under the roots. But if you are using GPR, you can identify different layer of the roots. So could be asphalt layer or could be granular layers. So okay, here we have two different frequencies. GPR. So for 1600 frequency is more focused on the shallow area, which will give you a more clearer, more details result. And then for 600 megahertz, is lower frequency, but it will give you a more deeper penetrations. Okay, next. So here is some of the sample or test project we do in Leonardo da Vinci Airport in Rome. So they want to identify the thickness of the airport lane. So here is it. So from here, actually, we can find out the surface cost, the base cost, or the sub-base cost for the airport very well. Next. Okay, here is some of the output for risk high pave. So by using the software, actually you can straight away generate red or yellow color. Here means that straight away the software will generate out the result for different layers. So it's easy for you to interpret the result. And then for all the layer informations can be generated into Excel sheets. Next. Okay. Next is StreamDP. So this one is a new launch product in October. So what's so special about this GPR compared to others GPR is the new technology, the new EST technology used to map the underground utilities. Next. So what's so special about this EST technology? Because currently in the market, if we are using the same frequency GPR, most of the penetration depth is limited until here. So with our new EST technology, by using the same frequency, we can reach deeper utilities. Next. Okay, here's some of the sample result. So the left side here is the conventional technology, the GPR, the conventional GPR result. And then this one is the stacking approach, which is quite famous in GPR market, but somehow the penetration still very limited, and then they just increase some of the utility contrast. Okay, for our EST technology, you can see the difference. So our EST technology can give you deeper result, at the same time maintain the details or the resolutions. Next. Okay, here is some of the result from StreamDP. So another special about StreamDP is currently in the market, most of the contractors or the user, they need to interpret this grayscale or what we call a radargrams to identify the utilities location. So actually it's quite difficult because it requires experienced user to able to interpret this result. So somehow from hexagons we came out a different result in colors. So it's very straightforward. Once you do the scannings, what you can do is you adjust the depth until you see a red color lines. Okay, this one is represent there's a utility at that depth, and then you can straight away can see, okay, I see there's a red color line. Okay, then I know there's a utility at this depth. Okay, and then okay, I see another one here. So there's another utility in this direction. So no need to interpret from here. Okay, so the next one is from the utility you saw the red color, you straight away can draw any 3D from the software, and then you can generate a 3D result. In case you have any existing underground utility drawings, you can export this 3D result and then you can combine with your existing drawings. Next, please. Okay, so because due to a limited presentation time, I didn't put a lot of technical information here. So in case you want to know more about GPR, feel free to visit us at Sichon Marketing's booth. And then there will be some prize giving at the booth. Okay, next. Okay, maraming salamat po and thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you, Regional Sales Specialist in Asia for Hexagon Detection, Andy Lee of Sichon Marketing Incorporated.
Moving forward, we are about to learn the company that is in the development field for over 4 decades already. Top quality products for piping systems, jointing and tools, as well as furniture. That and more ang matututunan natin. Let's call in Atlanta Industries Far East Senior Technical Engineer Justin Fajardo.
Hello. All right. Thank you so much for that introduction. And I'm Justin Fajardo. I'm a senior technical engineer, and I'm representing Atlanta Industries Incorporated today. Of course, as well, Far East Company, you might be familiar with us. Atlanta, we've been in the business 40 years na. So we primarily offer plastic materials, piping systems in the market. And of course, our infrastructure arm, the company, yung Far East natin for DPWH products. So I prepared a quick slides here to introduce our company. Of course, we are Atlanta Industries. We're located sa Metro Manila. We have been catering with a lot of companies, clients for over 44 years na po. So we do a lot of systems, different companies, different clients, and of course, most especially DPWH. We've been working with DPWH since our very beginning. Okay, next. And then we have a lot of projects references. Some major projects in the Philippines, of course, catered then by DPWH. Okay, next. But today, I'd like to present actually this is one of our new items in our company. This is our large structured wall HDPE pipe system. So basically, this is our our answer and our solution to our drainage systems. So right now, the most popular is RCP, but I think we can move forward and replace our drainage system na po. Since I know you know and you're very well knowledgeable about RCP system and its challenges, disadvantages, problems. So we have our system for that. This is the SWP system. So basically, this is made of HDPE. So you might be wondering, this is pretty much the same sa kanila lang sa kanila nag-present with crop pipes. Of course, we offer pretty much the same item in the market. Okay, next. So of course, this is HDPE. This HDPE is listed na sa Blue Book of the DPWH. Next. So we offer profiled wall HDPE system. So hindi lang siya solid wall, but profiled wall for a lighter and faster installation and transportation items. Next. So we do a lot of testing for that. Of course, as mandated by the DPWH, we are following the testing from ASTM. We do ring stiffness, and we offer then mga manholes, fittings. So we do a lot of complete system na for the drainage system. All plastic na siya. So the installation is pretty much very easy then. So you can break it down into 3 easy steps: excavation, pipe laying, and covering. So you can you can imagine the speed of this installation compared to the traditional system. And I know with DPWH, speed is key dun sa ating sa ating mga projects. And dun nga, back in Manila, of course, if you open a trench and tumagal yung installation mo, it can cause a lot of problems, it can cause a lot of traffic. And right now, in our social media age, mabilis mag-propagate yung news, yung mga reklamo, and we need a very fast installation. And of course, as well, a reliable one. So we offer this system for replacement ng ating RCP system. And I think box culvert pwede rin siya. Next. So let me show you some projects that we did. So actually our pioneer project started here in Davao City sa Dakadaw main drain. So we did I think 1.2 kilometer length of drainage system, and so far it's very good. The installation became very easy, very fast, and actually wala na siyang problem right now, no? Wala nang flooding, wala nang overflowing ng ating stormwater. So we have as well sa Benguet, I highlighted this project because of course, as we all know, nagkaroon siya ng lindol last 3 months, I guess. And other RCP system doon, I think nag-fail because of course, the harsh movement ng lindol, no? But thankfully, our project doon, wala siya naging problem, wala naging damage. And I think it shows the promise of the item, its reliability, its strength, in face nun sa sa different circumstances, lindol, bagyo. Of course, lahat yan na-experience natin in the Philippines. So we did as well dito sa Tarlac City, no? So this is a cross highway dun sa Tarlac City, and I think tinapos nila to in less than a week installation, no? So initially, if they did this project using box culvert, it will take them, I think, 3 months ang estimated ng contractor, no? So they decided, of course, to use another system because hindi nila afford na patayin or i-close out yung yung main highway doon sa Tarlac. So they use our system using our 2.5 meter drainage system, effectively replacing yung box culvert. So yun nga, within 1 week natapos pa yung installation. And of course, in our line din sa HDPE, we offer din mga tanks po, no? We call this the Jura tank. So basically, it can replace stainless steel or other item na ginagamit natin for tanks. So this is a very quick and easy installation. And of course, since this is made of plastic, as highlighted earlier ng mga presenter, so plastics are very good in terms of longevity, in terms of installation, in terms of UV resistance. So marami siyang advantages over traditional item. Okay, for the next item, I also like to highlight, no? Of course, steel sheet pile. Earlier, may mga nag-present din steel sheet pile, but we have our plastic system for this. We call this the Jura wall. Okay, next. So if you have this problem, this very problem in our installation, the corrosion problem of steel sheet pile, I think you can consider po yung using our plastic one. So basically, we manufacture this PVC sheet pile with its application in mind. Of course, a normal PVC yan kapag na-expose sa sunlight, over time, nagbe-brittle, nagfe-fade. So we added a lot of stabilizers and modification dun sa plastic material. So we came up with an engineered plastic that can cater yung ating pong sheet pile application, of course, for flood control projects. Yan, so we have our PVC sheet pile next. Of course, we can you play this video? Ayan, of course, hindi siya nagpe-play. Oops, lang siya. Anyway, medyo nag-rotate lang po siya. No? But anyway, you can see, it's very lightweight. So it can be carried by 3 persons lang. So napakaganda, of course, in terms of logistics, in terms of handling, transportation, and most of our projects, nasa remote areas yan. So you can imagine the ease of installation kapag magaan yung ating item, no? Okay, next. So it's lightweight. It has a profile Z-type. Next. So we have U-type as well. So we offer a lot of flexibility dun sa projects natin. Of course, different dimension, different width. Next. And again, this is listed naman po in our DPWH Blue Book. So since 2016, it has been used by a lot of DPWH offices. So of course, I'm sure most of you na-encounter na to and nagamit na in your projects. So this is listed, and of course, we follow yung mga specifications, testing set by the BRS and DPWH. Okay, next. So I'll show you some of our projects. So we did a lot of projects. We started dito sa Visayas and Mindanao area. So this one is in Samar. Next. So in Samar din, sa Gandara River. So we can offer flexibility din po dun sa length. So we can offer you 9, 10, 11 meters, so the installation will be easy because it is custom cut po, no, yung ating installation. So sa Taal Lake, we did an installation there. Sa Batangas, of course, they need a plastic system because of the lake. So we offered them plastic ones. So far, so good yung ating, ating installation. So a lot of projects din sa mga river. So dito, meron tayong double layer deck ng ating installation. So sa Pampanga Bay, we have a project then. So 18.2 kilometer length of installation. So that's our few of our projects lang dun sa ating infrastructure line. Of course, we have a lot of projects ongoing, and hopefully we can use din po, no, sa inyong sa ating respective offices and districts. And of course, in behalf of Atlanta Industries Incorporated, we'd like to thank the DELP for inviting us. And hopefully next year we can attend din sa mga sa mga event natin. And by the way, we have a booth over there, and I think may mga tao po kaming umiikot, mga sales officer po natin, so you can approach them and ask them more about our items. And yeah, we have a booth, so we can talk about our products more later on. And yun, once again, thank you so much, and of course, congratulations sa very successful event. Yan po, thank you.
And that was another set of product presentation. Thank you, presenters. And we are about to start our technical session. The first topic is the reorientation of BP 344 Accessibility Law.
So at this point, may we call on our discussants. First off, from the Programming Division or Planning Service and Office of the DPWH representative to the NCDA, a member of Misamis University Civil Engineering Society and Philippine Institute of Civil Engineers, among others. Ladies and gentlemen, Engineer 3 PDPS and Officer in Charge of DPWH representative to the National Council on Disability Affairs. Stage palakpakan po natin, Engineer Emma A. Banatao.
With her is a registered mining engineer, a master in public administration, a master in environmental management candidate, a doctor of philosophy, and that's among other designations and titles dahil napakagaling po nito. Ladies and gentlemen, currently the Special Investigator 2 with the Legal Service of the DPWH Central Office. ROW ED Legal Service, Dr. and Engineer Art Zafra Jr.
Engineers, the floor is yours.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Pero nawawala na ang mga participants. Nasaan na sila? Kunti na lang ang naiiwan dito, ha? Anyway, next year, magkita-kita din naman tayo sa Office of the Secretary sa Operations Room. So, my topic is all about the accessibility audit and implementation of BP 344. So we have here the review and challenges o Batas Pambansa bilang 344. Next, please. So why the DPWH or the Department of Public Works and Highways? So we have the Department Order number 37, series of 2009, which is issued by our previous Secretary, Hermogenes Ebdani Jr. So maybe all of you are familiar on this. So, the enforcement of the accessibility law or BP 344 along national roads, all of you here are already familiar. Next, please. So by this, all heads of implementing offices are directed to be vigilant in the enforcement of the aforecited law by making sure that the construction plans of national roads to be constructed, improved, or repaired are provided with the accessibility requirements in accordance with the aforesaid standard drawings. The quality assurance units of the department shall include in their inspection the compliance of said requirements. Next, please. So, all district engineering offices are also enjoined to monitor the implementation of accessibility features along local roads. Coordination shall be made with the concerned city, municipal engineer, or local building official for any non-compliance of the requirements as set forth in this department order. Copies of this order shall be furnished by the district engineering offices to said local engineering offices within their areas of jurisdiction for their information and reference. So I hope the Department Order 37 will be implemented in your concerned offices. So next, please. So another National Building Code Development Office Memorandum Circular Number 03, Series of 2016, which is issued by our previous Secretary, Rogelio L. Singson. Next, please. So this order, Memorandum Circular Number, the permits and certificates of buildings and related structures for public use to include multiple dwelling units, whether government or privately owned, shall only be issued when provided in the design plans and installed after construction, with an accessible ramps, accessible stairs, accessible lift or elevators, accessible entrances, corridors and walkways, accessible functional areas or comfort rooms, accessible switches and controls. And another one is the access symbols or of directional signs with Braille version. Reserved parking for persons with disabilities in pursuant to Batas Pambansa bilang 344 or the Accessibility Law. And Section 302 in subsection of 4A of 8 in Rule number 2 of the revised implementing rules and regulations of Presidential Decree 1096. Next. So the DPWH's role is that by virtue of its role as lead implementing agency for the administration and reinforcement of the implementation of Batas Pambansa bilang 344 or the Accessibility Law as amended and mandated under corresponding implementing rules and regulation thereon, and in collaboration with the National Council on Disability Affairs, or the NCDA, and other government instrumentalities through the Office of the DPWH representative to the National Council on Disability Affairs, or the ODR NCDA, which is our office. The implementation of programs, projects, and activities of persons with disabilities. Next, please. So our office, the Office of the PWH representative to the National Council on Disability Affairs, is created by virtue of a Special Order number 63, series of 2018, and designating Director Johnson V. Domingo as the focal persons representative to the National Council on Disability Affairs, which is our principal representative is our Department Secretary Manuel M. Bunuan. Next, please. So, the Accessibility Law, or the Batas Pambansa bilang 344, is an act to enhance the mobility of persons with disabilities by requiring certain buildings, institutions, establishments, public utilities to install facilities and other devices. I hope this accessibility law or Batas Pambansa bilang 344 will be implemented in our department. Next, please. So, what is meant by writ of mandamus? Are you familiar on this writ of mandamus? A writ of mandamus is an order from a court, an inferior government official ordering the government official to properly fulfill their official duties or correct an abuse of discretion. So what is mandamus in law in Philippines? Mandamus is a special civil action brought by an aggrieved party against a tribunal, corporation, board, officer of person unlawfully neglecting the performance of an act which the law specifically requires as a duty resulting from an office, trust, or station. So are you familiar with the Manila Bay Dolomite Beach Resort? So ordered, negligence in our part of past administrations, government officials, led to the beautification of Manila Bay as ordered by the Supreme Court, and that the compliance to the writ of mandamus was implemented by the Duterte administration. So the case was, this case started when on January 29, 1999. Respondents concerned, resident of Manila Bay, filed a complaint before the Regional Trial Court or the RTC in Imus, Cavite, against several government agencies. Among the petitioners for the cleanup, rehabilitation, and protection of the Manila Bay, rappelled to Branch 20 and docketed as civil case number 1851-1999 of the Regional Trial Court. The complaint alleged that the water quality of the Manila Bay had fallen way below the allowable standards set by law. Specifically, Presidential Decree number 1152 or the Philippine Environment Code. So the petitioners are concerned residents of Manila Bay, represented and joined by Divina V. Elas, Sabiniano Albarracin, Manuel Santos Jr., Daina de la Piña, Paul Dennis Quintero, Maria Victoria Llenos, Donna Caluza, Fatima Quintin, Vinny Sigara, Fretzy Tanquia, Sarah Julie Lintag, Hannibal Agustus Tubis, Philemon Santiaguel, and Jaime Justin R. Agustin R. Upusa. So those were the petitioners of the Manila Bay. So the petitioner win the case. The Regional Trial Court upheld the role of law. However, respondent government officials appeals the decision of the lower court to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court ruled with finality and issued the writ of mandamus with the record numbers 171947-48 on December 18, 2008. So by this, in Rule 5 of Section 1, amended by the Implementing Rules and Regulations o Batas Pambansa bilang 344, is that the administration and enforcement of the provisions of these rules and regulations shall be vested in the Secretary of Public Works and Highways and the Secretary of Transportation and Communications, now DOTR, in accordance with the functions and jurisdiction of respective departments as provided by laws. So the Department of Public Works and Highway Secretaries mandate that the Secretary, through the heads of attached agencies of the Department of Public Works and Highways, with the technical assistance of the BRDS and now Building Code Development Office, shall administer and enforce the provision of these rules and regulations. And through the city or municipal engineer, who shall act as the local building official pursuant to 477 of Republic Act 7160, otherwise known as the Local Code of 1991. So, the DPWH Secretary is vested on these particular provisions. So, in Rule number 2 of revised IRR of Presidential Decree 1096 of National Building Code is that in Section 201, the responsibility for administration and enforcement. The administration and enforcement of these provisions of the code and these implementing rules and regulations, including the imposition of penalties for administrative violation thereof, is hereby vested in the Secretary of Department of Public Works and Highways. And now in Section 205 of Building Officials, except as otherwise provided herein, the building official shall be responsible for carrying out the probation of the code in the field, as well as the enforcement of orders and decision made pursuant thereto, prior to the devolution of functions. So before the devolution of DPWH's function to local government units, is that the district engineer and every engineering office of the DPWH functions as the building official prior to the devolution of functions as amended by the Local Government Code of 1990. Actually, when Assistant Secretary Ador Canlas was our guest speaker on our seminar on the accessibility audit and implementation of BP 344. He was then the district engineer in Region 3, and he told us, and all the participants, said that he is also the district engineer, and at the same time, he was the building official before the devolution of DPWH functions. Next, please. So these are the challenges of the law was passed in 1983. So the Batas Pambansa Bilang 344 is already, it was passed in 1983. So matagal na siya, matanda na siya, pero hindi pa rin natin ini-implement by our own office, the district engineering office or the regional district office. So sana, we will be challenged on this. Number one, until now kasi hindi pa siya compliance to the law, seem elusive. So number one, was it costly to building owners to implement the law? Number two, was it the negligence of the architects and engineers for not incorporating in their designs? Another one, was it the contractors who shortcuts the process? Was it mere negligence of the law on the part of the government officials? So ano ba tong mga challenges? Sana maintindihan ninyo kung ano yung laman sa Batas Pambansa Bilang 344. So next. Was it in the information dissemination of the law that was not given preferential attention? Was it the lack of penal provisions that would make the law more relevant? So that was all the challenges na sana you have to incorporate in our Batas Pambansa Bilang 344 while doing the implementation of BP 344. So in this Republic Act of 7277, this is an act providing for the rehabilitations, self-development, and self-reliance for persons with disabilities and their integration into the mainstream of society, or we called it Magna Carta for persons with disability since 1992. So the specific provisions of Republic Act 727 in Section 25, barrier-free environment, the state shall ensure the attainment of a barrier-free environment that will enable for persons with disabilities to have an access in public and private buildings and establishments and such other places mentioned in Batas Pambansa Bilang 344 otherwise known as the Accessibility Law. And another specific provision of Republic Act 727 is the national and local government shall allocate funds for the provisions of architectural or structural features for persons with disabilities in government buildings and facilities. Actually, meron tayong 480 million for this particular funds for persons with disabilities. That was given to all regional offices, the 30 million, and the 30 million will be shared to District Engineering Office kung ano man yung POW na i-request nyo doon sa regional offices, pwede kayong mashiran doon sa inyong office kung mag-request ang District Engineering Office. Okay, next please. So for the penalties for violation of RA 727, number 1, first violation, the first offense will be fine of not less than 50,000 but not exceeding to 100,000, or imprisonment of not less than 6 months but not more than 2 years, or both at the discretion of the court. Next, please. For second offense, for any subsequent violation or a fine of not less than 100,000 but not exceeding to 200,000, or imprisonment for not less than 2 years but not more than 6 years, or both at the discretion of the court. Next, please. Another penalties for violation of Republic Act 727, for any person who abuses the privileges, imprisonment for not less than 2 years, or a fine of not less than 5,000. Very cheap lang, no? 5,000. But not more than 50,000, or both at the discretion of the court. Next, please. Next, please. And another one for the penalties for violation of RA 727 is for a corporation, organization, or any similar entity. The officials directly involved shall be liable therefore. So another one, for an alien or foreigner, is the immediate deportation without further deportation proceedings. Next, please. So, the law may be harsh, but it is the law. If we will not act now, do we need another mandamus to compel us to fully enforce and implement the Batas Pambansa bilang 344 or accessibility law? Kailangan pa bang mabigyan tayo, masiserban tayo ng writ of mandamus para lang hindi tayo nakakomply sa Batas Pambansa bilang 344? I hope lahat ng mga district engineers and assistant district engineers will implement these provisions o Batas Pambansa bilang 344. So, thank you and have a great day. And now, on my second part of my presentation will be presented by my colleague at our office, Duke Art Sapra of our department.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Emma. Okay, so meron pa ba? Are you still listening? Okay, good, thank you. This is just a reminder actually of why there is a law for accessibility law, I should say. This is just a reminder about the United Nations mandate to countries on the rights of person with disabilities. Most of you here, o siguro pailan dito is merong mga kamag-anak, kapatid, anak na may PWDs. Okay? But, someday, somehow, siguro, dadating din tayo na magiging PWDs din tayo. Correct? I hope you agree with me. Next slide. This General Assembly resolution, series of 2006, no? The United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities stipulates in Article 9 the mandate on accessibility for every country, which the Philippines is a signatory. Next slide. Under Article 9, promulgated, number 1 is to develop and monitor the implementation of minimum standards and guidelines for the accessibility of facilities and services open or provided to the public. No? Number 2, to ensure that private entities that offer facilities and services which are open or provided to the public take into account all aspects of accessibility for persons with disabilities. Number 3, to provide training for stakeholders on accessibility issues facing persons with disabilities, and to provide in buildings and other facilities open to the public signage in Braille and in easy read and understand forms. I understand, yung mga facilities natin, wala pa tayong implementation or enforcement of the Braille system. No? Number 5, this is also to provide forms of live assistance and intermediaries, including guides, readers, and professional sign language interpreters to facilitate accessibility to buildings and other facilities open to the public. No? So, medyo may pagkaroon tayo ng sensitivity dito towards persons with disabilities. Ang pinakamabigat po sa atin dito ay hindi natin sila naiintindihan. Okay? Now, these are the salient provisions of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities. First, it sets out the legal obligation on states parties to promote, protect, and ensure the full and equal enjoyment of all human rights, fundamental freedom by all persons with disabilities, and to protect for their inherent dignity. Sabi nga, may kapansanan man yan, may dignidad pa rin yan. No? Swerte lang tayo, ginawa tayong buo ng Diyos. Number 2, it marks as a paradigm shift in attitudes and approaches to persons with disabilities. Bakit? Di ba dati tinatago natin ang mga kamag-anak natin, anak natin na mayroong kapansanan. They don't want them to join the society. No? But now, vocal na ang international organizations regarding persons with disabilities. So there is now a paradigm shift. Kung dating tinatago, ini-expose pa natin yan. Next, for the World Program of Action Concerning Persons with Disabilities in 1982, it recognizes the various international covenants on the rights of persons with disabilities as well as the importance of the principles and policy guidelines. This, ladies and gentlemen, is very important. No? Solution to the problems of PWDs. Kailangan din nila yung pagmamahal. Ito yung nagbigay buhay sa kanila. No? Now, on the 4th, standard rules and equalization of persons with disabilities in influencing the promotion, formulation, and evaluation of the policies, plans and programs and actions at the national, regional, and international levels. Why is this so? Meron po tayong tinatawag na universal design concept. Later on, I'll just let you know about it. Okay? So these are the explicit rights to persons of disabilities. Under Article 5, we have equality before the law without discrimination. Pantay-pantay po tayo. Then, the right to life, liberty, and security of the persons. No? Hindi na natin sila pwedeng tawaging bulag, pipi, or kung ano man ang pwedeng itawag sa kanila. No? That is, could be seen in the Articles 10 and 14. Now, equal recognition before the law and legal capacity. That is Article 12. And the freedom from torture. Pilay na nga yung tao, tutorturin mo pa. That is covered by Article 15. Okay? Now, PWDs have the right to live in the community. Under Article 19, the freedom of expression and opinion. No? Kaya nga, in every municipality, nakikita na po natin, mayroon tayong PDAO office, no? Persons with Disability Office. Meron na po tayo yan in every municipalities. Okay? Then, respect for privacy. Respect for home and the family, Article 23. Next slide, please. The right to education. No? Kung makikita ninyo, yung Philippine School for the Deaf, nagbukas yan because of this, Article 24. And the right to health, under Article 25, the right to work, under Article 27. Kaya in Republic Act 277, nakalagay na po doon, it is mandated in government offices, dapat meron tayong 10% PWDs employed. If you are in the private sector, may mga kumpanya po kayo, 1% of your 100, in every 100, there should be 1% na PWDs na employed natin. Okay? So, right to an adequate standard of living, no? Pare-pareho lang yan kung ano man ang may kapansanan man yan, bulag man yan, the same. It is covered by Article 28. Now, right to participate in political and public life, no? So, marami na sa atin, no? Kung makikita natin, Article 29, diyan nag-umpisa yung pinaglaban ni Art Borjal na magkaroon ng party list sa Kongreso on PWDs. The right to participate in cultural life. Kung makikita ninyo, may mga singing deaf na tayo. No? May mga may impaired, hearing impaired people, minsan nagkaroling doon sa central office. No? Kung makikita ninyo kung paano sila kumanta, matutuwa kayo. Okay? Next slide. So, these are the timelines that is being adopted by the United Nations, no? December 13, 2006, no? Then date of entry into force, May 2008, and the Philippine ratification was in September 2007. Next slide. Okay. So, nung sinubmit natin ito lang comments ng committee, no? The committee is concerned that measures such as Batas Pambansa number 344, also known as the Accessibility Law, do not include the principles of accessibility through universal design concept as set forth in Articles 2 and 9 of the Convention. So may Batas 344 na tayo, hindi pa tayo nakontento ang UN doon sa compliance natin sa kanila. Another one, yung absence of a national action plan on accessibility. Meron na ba tayong mga bases na nakapag-comply nito sa mga PWDs? If you say in Metro Manila, nilagay pa sa gitna ang mga bases. No? Now, sa mga jeepneys natin, hindi ko lang alam kung dito sa Davao na-implement na po ito ang mga jeepneys natin. Meron na bang mga accessible na ba sila na pwede na sumakay, no? That's one reason. But though this is not our concern kasi sa DOTR na po yan. Next slide. Okay. Reviewing ko lang yung Republic Act 7277, yung kanina na sinasabi ni Ma'am Emma, no? the integration, the Magna Carta for persons with disabilities. Kompleto na po yan. Isa po tayo sa gumagawa ng IRR para sa amending the implementing rules and regulations. Ongoing na po yan na ginagawa sa head office through the ODR. Next slide. So, reiterate ko lang yung batas pambansa bilang 344, no? Ang pinaka-salient ano dito ay principal actor is the DPWH, no? It is an act to enhance the mobility of persons with disabilities by requiring certain buildings, institutions, establishments, public utilities to install facilities and other devices. Hopefully, doon mismo sa mga district offices natin, included, medyo compliance na po tayo. Kasi sigurado ko may mga colleagues kayo, pag retire ninyo, babalikan ninyo, paano kayo makaakyat sa building na yon kung disabled na kayo. Okay? Next slide. These are the recommendations, no, on the Committee of the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, no, that was submitted to the Republic of the Philippines. They recommended that the state party, guided by its General Comment Number 2 on 2014 on accessibility and involving the participation of organizations of persons with disabilities. This is actually ongoing, no? Nagre-register na tayo ng mga PWD organizations in every municipalities, no? Like Tao Din Kami Pilipinas, nire-recognize na sila ng DSWD. Next slide. Okay. So these are the recommendations ng UN Committee, no, United Nations Committee recommendations. Conduct a review of its legislation and adopt a plan of action to develop accessibility to the physical environment, transportation, information, and communications of all persons with disabilities. Okay, next slide. So this state party should adhere to the principle of universal design concept as laid down in Article 2 of the Convention, ensuring that the infrastructure are usable by all people to the greatest extent possible without the need for further adaptation or specialized design. Next. Number 2, expand accessibility laws and guidelines to protect the accessibility of all persons with disabilities. Third, establish complaint procedures and monitoring of accessibility requirements concerning public and private services, facilities, and procurement procedures, ensuring the right of and resources for organizations of persons with disabilities to support complaint procedures and monitor accessibility. So, not only that, yung PIDAW office natin in every municipalities, nagre-receive na po sila ng complaints regarding na mga complaints ng PWDs, no? Actually, sa SRS natin, mayroon na tayong mga nare-receive na complaints about that, no? And we take action on that one. And hopefully, hindi po yan dumami. Kasi we are the one responsible, District Engineering Office, no? Mga reklamo ng mga PWDs sa PIDAW office, nanggagaling po yan sa LGUs. Pinapadala sa SRS natin. Next slide. They strengthen the technical and financial resources to ensure accessibility to transportation beyond available accessible seats on the public buses. The increase of use of jeepneys for all persons with disabilities. Itong number 5, medyo malabo pa ito mangyari. No? Phase out pa nga lang, nahirapan na. How much more kung modern jeepneys na ang pag-uusapan? Number 6, take into account its obligations under Article 9 of the Convention that is relevant to targets 11.2 and 11.7 of the Sustainable Development Goals. Okay? Targets 11.2, next slide. Next slide, please. Target 11.2. By 2030, we provide access to safe, affordable, accessible, and sustainable transport systems for all, improving road safety, notably by expanding public transport with special attention to the needs of those vulnerable situations, women, children, persons with disabilities, and senior citizens. Next target, by 2030, we should provide universal access to safe, inclusive, and accessible green and public spaces, in particular for women and children, older persons, and persons with disabilities. Okay? Next, another recommendation is to adopt monitoring indicators to assess improvements in accessibility. That is why the ODR is conducting accessibility audit, no? Starting next year. Napag-usapan na po yan sa head office ng mga boss. We will be conducting a thorough accessibility audit in every field offices. Okay? So, the United Nations also have standard rules on equalization of opportunities, no? Number 1 is initiate measures to remove the obstacles to participation in the physical environment. Such measures should be to develop standards and guidelines and to consider enacting legislation to ensure accessibility to various areas in society, such as housing, buildings, public transport services, and other means of transportation, streets, and other outdoor environments. Number 2, ensure the architects, construction engineers, and others who are professionally involved in the design, construction of the physical environment have access to adequate information on disability policy and measures to achieve accessibility. Kung makikita po ninyo, yung mga department orders po na binaba na sa district engineering offices. Ito yung patunay nun na we have complied the rules on equalization of opportunities. Next slide. Accessibility requirements should be included in the design and construction of the physical environment from the beginning of the designing process. So sabi nga ni Ma'am Emma kanina, Engineer Emma kanina, this is a challenge for us. Nasa design na yan pero hindi na i-implement. No? So, ito lang naman ang pakiusap sa atin ng United Nations. Next slide. So, yung mga organizations po, persons with disabilities should be consulted when standards and norms for accessibility are being developed. And they shall also be involved locally from the initial planning stage when public construction projects are being designed, thus ensuring maximum accessibility. So, nakikita na po natin na the Philippine government, no, through the DPWH, is implementing this program, this United Nations, okay? So, the Philippines need to act fast, no? The deadline set by the UN is before the end of 2030, okay? Next slide. Next slide, please. Okay? So, maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat sa inyong pakikinig.
There you have it. Wow, ang daming ano, no? Medyo mabilis lang yung pacing, pero at least na-emphasize nila, ma'am at sir, yung kanilang topic. All
Yes,
about the
and
law.
we also heard, diba, AJ, na there's a separate happening for that
Yes,
certain topic.
On January.
Yes, so kailangan yun abangan din
We're
ng
look-
lahat.
Mhm.
Pero
And-
parang may tanong ako, AJ. Tanungin mo nga yung audience natin kung okay pa ba sila?
Yun na nga, tanungin natin. Natutulog pa ba kayo? Hindi pala. Mali yung tanong ko pala. Hindi pala sila tulog. Gising na gising sila. Tanungin natin dito na sides. Kumusta kayo dyan? I feel good. Okay pa ba kayo dyan? Dito na side. Kumusta kayo dyan? Dahil dyan, tayuan tayong lahat. Magkakaroon tayo ng pampagising lang ng ating mga katawan. Let's all stand up. Galaw-galaw. Woo!
Talaga, may mapasayaw,
Taas
DJ.
ang kamay.
Giây phút em gặp anh là em biết em si tình 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 toan toan
course, circle your hips, circle your hips.
Yan! Okay na. Medyo nagising na tayo lahat, ano?
Oo.
Okay, maraming salamat. Thank you sa pag-participate. Nagising tayo dun. Tinaas lang ang kamay, ano, Carly?
Yes, and syempre, no, we just like to inform everybody that we have coffee naman din available. If they want to, you can just ask assistance from our staff here at Dusit.
Yes, yung ating mga ushers. Ayan, pa-assist po. Kung gusto niyo, may unlimited coffee tayo. Meron din tayo mga lattes lattes and other drinks na gusto ninyong mas magising pa dahil ang dami pa po nating mga speakers na magsi-share at magpi-present dito a little later.
Yes, and while waiting, of course, now that we have heard our recent topic, of course, no, coming from our two speakers right here in front, baka may mga tanong kayo, like if you have to clarify some things, please feel free to raise your hand and we will be addressing them.
Yes, we will be entertaining 2 questions or if magkaroon pa ng clarification, sige po. Dahil magkakaroon po tayo ng kumbaga, yung open forum proper para po mabigyan ng kasagutan lahat po ninyong mga bumabagabag sa inyong mga isipan. Wow, alalim. Okay, so that ends our first topic. And of course, bago natin sila pasalamatan, again, we are inviting sa mga gusto po mag-raise ng concerns, questions. Ito na po tayo sa ating open forum. And we will be entertaining 2 questions from the audience, from the participants, para po masagot ng ating mga speakers.
That was regarding our topic, the BP 344 Accessibility Law. So once again, do we have any questions?
May tanong po ba sila? You can raise your hand or para po malapitan kayo at mabigyan kayo ng microphone.
Questions, clarifications, violent reactions.
I-email na lang daw nila ang mga questions.
I-email na lang daw. Kasi medyo malalim, no? Masyadong ma-technical talaga yung topic ninyo, ma'am, at saka sir. So, again, mag-last call po tayo sa mga gustong mag-raise ng questions. Ayan.
I think everybody is busy, no? Kasi I think they're roaming around the exhibits. Pero syempre, we are inviting all our delegates to, join us here inside our venue hall because we still have a lot of designated topics to discuss about this afternoon. Isa pa lang yun sa mga aabangan nila.
First topic pa lang at meron pa tayong second topic. Kaya may mga pagkain na po tayo dyan. Kung nabitin po kayo kanina, ayan, you can still enjoy our food. Unlimited po yan. And again, may coffee station tayo. Pwede kayong magpatimpla ng inyong favorite coffee drink. Pwedeng hot or pwedeng over iced. Ayan, may iba-iba silang flavors para pumatikman na ninyo.
Kung saan ikaw ay nakatikim na.
Nakatikim na rin ako kanina.
Kasi kung hindi lang ako namamaos, parang kumuha na rin ako.
Masarap yung nila, iced salted caramel.
Salted
Tama.
caramel.
Iced salted caramel. Masarap. 2 shots.
All right. So, I think, EJ, we have no questions so far for our first topic. So, we will be calling in District Engineer Daisy Toledo and District Engineer Jane Kainahog to award the plaque of appreciation to our speakers, Engineer Art Zafra Jr. and Engineer Emma A. Banatao. Please join us here at the center, please.
Okay. Look at the camera. Smile.
Thank you very much to our dear speakers. DEJC and DE Jane, please stay on stage because at this very moment, we will be awarding some contests which we neglect to award last night.
Yes. Sino kaya ang nanalo ng Best in Christmas Attire? And that is by region. And of course, meron din tayong region with the highest number of delegates. Wow. At dahil dyan,
So once we call in our winner from this specific region, any representative will do na lang to claim the
yes,
prize.
to receive the award, to receive the prize. Alright? So ngayon, naka-ready na. Ayan na at hawak na ng ating dalawang district engineers ang mga papremyo. Okay, simulan natin. Carly!
Our best in Christmas attire by region category is
Region 10! Congratulations, Region 10! You are the winner for Best in Christmas Attire by Region category.
Please join us here in front.
Congratulations, Region 10. You will be receiving a 50,000 pesos prize from the region host for this year's DELP convention. Of course, no other than Region 11 or the Davao region. Maraming salamat. Grabe, 50,000 for Best in Christmas Attire by Region category. Magkapit-bahay lang na region, 10 at, di ba? Ang nagbigay ng award, 11.
Sayang. Wow.
Sayang. Sana may category, next year. Wow, next year. Ma'am, don't forget, Greenbug. Naka-ready ka. At syempre, pagkasama ang Greenbug, kasama na rin kami.
And I'm loving it now, EJ, kasi even though yesterday yung judging natin for the Christmas attire, uniform pa rin sila ngayon.
Yes, even up to this very moment, ayan, kung makikita mo ang ganda ng kanilang mga suot. Di ba?
Ayan, so please
Ayun.
eyes on the camera. Thank you very much. And congratulations.
Thank you and congratulations once again sa ating winner na Best in Christmas Attire, Region 10. 50,000 pesos ang inuwi nilang premyo from
Yes.
Region 11.
And right now, we will be awarding the region with the highest number of delegates.
You will be receiving a 50,000 pesos cash prize. Congratulations, region with the highest number of delegates. Congratulations, NCR! Congratulations, National Capital Region.
Maagang aginaldo yan na.
Yes, maaga ang Inaldo. Ang, syempre, they will be receiving again a cash prize of 50,000 pesos courtesy of this year's host of DELP Convention, no other than Region 11. Maraming salamat. Talagang galante yung ating ayan. Talagang all out ang ating host region for this year's DELP Convention.
All right, so let's have first our quick group pictorials. And eyes on the camera. Smile.
There you have it. Congratulations once again sa NCR for receiving that award. Ayan. Sana next year, no? Sino kaya ang mag-uuwi ng napakaraming papremyo?
Yes, challenge accepted yan, EJ, because right now, moving forward to the next part of our program, we will be learning about the company that aims for the development growth of the country's steel structure industry by providing special steel structures for building and civil engineering constructions. I'm talking about PNS Advanced Steel Technology Incorporated, or the PNS Aztec under Nippon Steel Engineering Group. So, at this very moment, let's watch this video introducing the environment-friendly slope protection, the non-framed method under active non-mesh system item 5223A and 3B. Roll VTR.
Myogi Shrine was built on the side of a mountain 1,400 years ago.
この上ずっとが平成19年に土砂崩れをしたところですね。
During a major typhoon, a landslide from 50 meters up the mountain damaged part of the building. During the next 5 years, the structure has been reinforced. However, another typhoon struck soon afterward.
おかげさまでね、その工法で本当にごく一部、ただされていないところの部分の被害で済んだわけですね。本当に助かりましたね。
What were the methods used to save the shrine from the typhoons? This is the face of the mountain. In the thick brush shines a glint of silver. A closer look reveals a metal plate. These plates can be found all over the mountainside. They're part of a cutting-edge method that protected the shrine from the landslides. Here's how the system works. A long metal bolt is driven into a stable section of ground, like a man-made root. The visible section is held in place by a triangular plate and connected by tensed wire. In other words, the entire slope is held together by a system of man-made roots. This civil engineering technique is called the non-frame method. It's even effective against earthquakes. The section above has the non-frame method implemented. The section below does not. When shaken, the upper slope doesn't collapse. The expert civil engineer who researches landslides and conducted the experiment explained its effectiveness.
私もびっくりしました。あんな風に効果が出ると思わなかったですね。ロックボルトを打つだけですとね、やはりバラバラっと動いてしまうと、それぞれがバラバラにですね、でさらに指圧板でグッと押さえると、でそれをさらに連結させることによってですね、全部が一体化するといったその3つの相互作用が出てですね、それでうまく止まってると思います。
According to Yasuda, even if the section above an area where rock bolts are driven into stable sections of ground begin to collapse, the method can stop a full landslide from occurring. The non-frame method was developed by Japanese construction firm Nippon Steel Metal Products. We asked about the method's development.
山の木を切らないで斜面補強ができないかを考えていました。実は斜面に生えている木の根っこは斜面崩落を防ぐ役割を果たしていたんです。
Cutting trees down and reinforcing the slopes with concrete is a common practice to prevent landslides caused by natural disasters such as typhoons and earthquakes. However, the non-frame method spares the trees, preserving the environment of the mountainside. Using a thermographic camera, we measured the difference between a slope with and without the non-frame method implemented along with a concrete slope. Unlike the concrete, the method did not change the overall temperature of the natural mountainside. In addition, less cement and metal is used than concrete reinforcement, leading to fewer CO2 emissions as well. Today, the non-frame method is already being used in over 2,000 locations worldwide.
All right, so moving forward, we are about to have the second topic for this session, which is the geophysical investigation using geo-resistivity test and its importance to geotechnical investigation. For that, may we call in our discussant. She is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering at Ateneo de Davao University. Graduated Master of Science in Civil Engineering at Mindanao State University, Iligan Institute of Technology. Graduated Doctor of Engineering in Civil Engineering, major in Geotechnical Engineering at the same school.
That and more describes our next speaker. Everyone, the District Engineer, Project Manager of AC Hoyo Design and Technical Services, Apple Jen Cavero Hoyo, MSCE.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much to our host for the small introduction. I would like to welcome every delegates from all over the country, our beloved assistant district engineers and district engineers from different regions all over the Philippines, from Tawi-Tawi to Hulo. I guess I'm expecting that one. I would like to thank this opportunity that is given to me by DE Jane Kainghog. And I wanted everyone to share what I have learned that would be useful to each and every district in our country. Start. Next. So, geophysics is a study of Earth's physics and structure using mathematical and physical methods. This includes everything from an understanding of the microscopic properties of minerals and rocks to the understanding of its global process, such as the earthquakes and climate. Next. Geotechnical physics has a broad application, but I will be focusing on geophysics and its effect to our geotechnical engineering problems. These investigations normally extended to total depth of less than several hundred meters, but can be extended to 1,000 meters in some instances. Geotechnical geophysical surveys are performed on ground surfaces, within boreholes, and from the water and air. The field geotechnical geophysics can be performed by non-destructive testing, which is by field commonly associated with structural engineering applications. So, geophysics is routinely used for subsurface characterization, such as bedrock depth, its type, layer boundaries, water table. No? If we wanted to get an aquifer for water sources, this can also help us. Locating fractures, so if you have road slips, you can detect the fractures, the weak zones, and expansive clays, which are the common problems for our roads. Engineering properties of the earth materials, its stiffness, its density, its electrical resistivity, and its porosity. Later on, I will discuss more on other physical properties of the soil that can be determined using georesistivity tests. So highway subsidence, detecting cavities beneath roadways caused by sinkholes and abandoned mines. Next is locating bird man-made objects. So if there will be like objects that in the past you're not sure of na may nakabaon somewhere and you wanted to explore what's the depth and you need to remove it, then georesistivity test can also help you with that. Next. So ito, this table presented different physical methods. So we have shallow seismic, shallow reflection, the cross-hole, seismic topography, multi-channel, refraction, microtremor, ground penetrating, and electromagnetics. It has its different parameters and physical properties na kaya nating kukunin, but at the end, it can get the geologic profile of a certain area. Next. One of that is electrical resistivity test, which is one of the functions for the georesistivity test. So it gives potential differences in response to induced current. I will just be focusing on this one because we have time limitations. Electric resistivity depth model, often with interpreted layer boundaries, and this could give geologic, hydrologic profile as well as soil properties. Next. Now we go back to the georesistivity test. Next. So georesistivity test is a geophysical survey method that involves electrical measurements carried out on ground surface to determine the depth and the thickness of underlying resistivity layers. This method helps to characterize the possible lithologies and materials on the project site or any concerned areas. What is a resistivity survey? It is a non-destructive method used to investigate subsurface condition. It is an electrical geophysical survey used to detect variations of electric resistance to subsurface materials, which are introduced. So during the test, an electric current will be introduced to the machine or to the equipment through the ground, and then this could create this type of data. I will explain this one later. Next. What is this equipment? So we have two types of equipment for georesistivity test. One is the one-dimensional equipment, and the second is the two-dimensional or the three-dimensional. So this equipment, move forward. Next. So I will explain the one-dimensional equipment. So this field survey performed using a scientific instrument, which is this type of equipment. As you can see, we have these steel rods, that is in line. So ito po siya, doon natin ini-induce yung current. So from one point to another, ito yung luma na method na every 1.5, tina-transfer natin yung ating metal rods for us to inject the current and get its resistance, the resistance of the soil. And then the data will be recorded to your machine. Next. So it is a series of measurements. So as I said before, the method will be Schlumberger array. There will be also Wenner. So marami siya actually na method. And different induced current yung mga methods na yan. Next. So how does it work? In the electrical or resistivity method, we measure the resistivity applying an electric current. So meron tayong current na ini-induced, and then through this metal rods. Next. From there, makikita nyo may mga series of connections. So for example, if I had this 4 rods here, mag-detect siya from this rod to here, and then this rod to here, and then marami pa yan siyang series kasi if you move this one further, the deeper is the depth that you can get or the properties of the soil. So that means the farther your wire goes, the deeper data you can get. Next. So ito lang, in-explain ko lang yung sinasabi kanina na we have a Wenner array, we have a Schlumberger, we have a dipole-to-dipole, pole-to-dipole, pole-dipole array. So this has different methods, but then the basic output would be the properties or the soil characterization of a certain area. Next. So the depth of investigation would depend on its process. For example, for the Wenner Schlumberger, kung gaano kahaba yung exploration mo pa-lengthwise or crosswise. Kasi ito siya will be conducted on ground. So maglalagay ka lang ng current. Say for example, from this line, going to that line, kung gaano kalayo yung wires mo, 20% of that would be the depth that you can get. So for example, meron kang 320. From the 320 depth, makukuha nyo yung depth ng soil and its properties from this point to that point at 67 meters. So kung dipole to dipole, same. Ang pole to dipole, medyo mas malalim. That's 35%. And the pole to pole, that's 90%. If you ito yung ginagamit mostly for the mining. Kasi di ba for mining, medyo mas malalim talaga yung kailangan nila. So next. Kasi ang pinag-usapan natin dito yung one-dimensional muna. So ito yung output ng one-dimensional. You can get the results of your soil properties through this Schlumberger configuration and then to its vertical electrical soundings. So based dun sa reaction ng soil nyo, meron tayong sa mga geologists na de-determine nila kung anong klaseng type of soil or rock yung meron. So next. And then it will be a series of vertical electrical sounding. So that's why pwede silang mag-come up ng ganito and this one, which you can see it's a little bit blurred. So we can move forward to the next slide. Now, ito yung dinidiscuss ko ngayon, it's the two-dimensional. So the two-dimensional is this equipment. So next. Okay, so for the two-dimensional, you have the measuring instrument mode, which is our Polaris at the center. Then on its side, you have the MPX, and then you have the 16 electrodes and the wires. Next. And then this is how it is arranged. Next. This is the MPX or the switching box. Next. The wires and the power cable. Next. Still the wires and then the electrodes. Next. So for electrical imaging with multi-electrode cable, ito yung mangyayari. Kanina sa one-dimensional, medyo trabahoso siya kasi you have to transfer the rod from one point to another. So kunyari, I will test at 1.5 dito, 1.5 doon, then sasabihin ko nga, okay, I'll conduct and inject electricity. So stop muna ang work, then inject muna ako, then read. So ganun siya. And then imagine kung how far you will go, medyo matagal. But then this two-dimensional, all you have to do is to lay at all the wires. Say for example, if you wanted at 320, you can space it at you can space the distances between 1 to 10 each electrode. So kung ito, i-layout mo lang siya for the whole stretch. Say at every 10 meters, you have 32 electrodes, then you can get 320 meters instantly. Next. So ito yung configuration. Dun kasi sa two-dimensional natin, you can just select whether it's a Wenner or Schlumberger. So siya na, automatic, yung computer na mismo, yung magdetermine kung saan siya titira or saan niya kukunin yung mga electric resistance, no? Kung from one point to another. So it will automatically inject current to different points simultaneously. Next. Next. So ito ngayon yung images. After we test it sa site, we will generate it sa office through a software. So first would be the measured. So ito yung data na na-measure natin. And then second, it will be recomputed and it will be inverted. Pag invert ngayon, meron na siyang corresponding resistance. So corresponding resistance would also correspond different colors. Next. So analysis of data, ito yung sinasabi ko. So starts with the creation of resistance, then calculation, and then integration of the geological survey to our report. Next. Ito na yung medyo exciting, the application. Saan natin i-apply ito? First, we can use it for a lithology of an existing building area. Say for example, my extension kayo ng building, and you wanted to investigate first before conducting your soil exploration. Kasi alam mo naman natin yung soil exploration, we have the drilling process, the SPT, the end values. Correct? Tama mga engineers? Okay, next. So, next. So, ito siya, an example for this is to lay out beside your building, and then you can get the soil properties beneath it. Next. So, ito yung example. As you can see, makikita ngayon, when you invert the data, ito yung soil properties na nandyan. So, makikita mo makikita mo for the whole stretch na with respect to the elevation, importante din po pala mga sir and mga dam, kailangan natin ng survey kasi per electrode, kailangan may elevation kayo para i-reflect din natin pag-run natin sa software. And you can, basically makikita nyo yung cross-section ng area na gusto na tinetest nyo po. So ito yun. So makikita natin, oops, dito pala medyo saturated, you have the blue color. And then you have this part, red, which has a higher resistance, and that means maybe ito medyo matigas ito na part. And then came here, ito medyo malambot siya. So next. And then, next. Makikita nyo dito, meron siyang corresponding CPT or penetrometer test kung ikakonduct nyo ito. But then, dito sa atin, hindi masyado natin pinapractice yung CPT. We only do this kung mostly nung nasa abroad pa ako, ito yung mga alternative method to create a very intensive effect of intensive study of your area. Kung makikita niyo dyan, meron tayong possible sliding surface. Ito yung exciting part. If you have roads or slip sections or soil erosions, alam na natin kung anong depth may problema yung area natin with this help. Next. Geophysical investigation on a consolidation project of a railways. Track ballast. Next. So, kunyari, merong failure yung railways. So, titingnan natin why, what is the cause. So, pwede siya, applicable siya dito. Next. Go. So, from this study, kasi ito, mga pre-study na ito, they conducted an ERT along line A and line B, line 1A and line 1B. So, nakikita nila, kumukuha sila ng images for this stretch, why there is failure. Next. So, ito yun. Kung makita nyo, ito na part, there's sliding in this part, so may failure. Next. So based on that, meron silang nakikitang saturated gravel. You have muddy gravels, and then gravels and sand and gravels. Next. Ito na ngayon yung cross-section. Sige pa, add. Next. Next. Okay, stop. So from there, nakikita na nila ngayon kung what was the problem. So ito pala, meron silang sinking area, which is this. Kung makikita mo, it's really visible. It creates a circular layout on your cross-section. So dun pa lang, alam na natin na, okay, what will we do next? What would be our solution? Since this data has been provided already, so makakagawa yung planning engineers natin on the exact solution to the problem. Next. Pwede din siya, as mentioned earlier, can be used for landslides. Next. Next. So dito sa pag-test nila, kasi kanina in-explain ko, from 1 to 10 meters yung pwede nyong i-test. So ito, nag-conduct sila every 2 meters. Next. So ito, example ito, sorry to all district, I think, no. I choose these pictures, this is within Mindanao kasi I haven't had a chance to travel to other parts of the country. So ito, one of the problems, I would mention DPWH Malaybalay, this is in San Fernando area, engineer floor. So we tested this one just yesterday. Kung nakikita nyo, medyo sunog yung noo ko. Kasi ako mismo yung pumupunta sa site to test it. So, we conducted a georesistivity test on this landslides area. Next. So, next. So, ito yung magiging result. Next. So, di ba, if for portions na may mga mountainous, ang hirap iakyat ng mga drilling equipments sa taas. Mostly, sad to say, I would like to inform everyone na hindi lahat ng mga geotechnical engineers had the passion to really get the problem, kung ano yun, kung parang ibigyan mo lang sila ng TOR, okay, conduct tayo ng test, ito yung station, andyan lang sa baba, wag na dun sa taas, without knowing na ang problema pala nandun sa taas. So ito yun. Next. 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 Oops, balik, sorry. Okay. Yung kanina, pag-generate niya, ito ngayon yung sliding plane. Kung makikita nyo, there's failure. From there, kasi meron tayong depth, meron tayong data, alam na ng planning engineer nyo saan ilagay ang sheet piles. Hindi yung, oh, okay, may landslide, lagay tayo ng sheet piles dito, then when rain comes, itutulak lang yung sheet piles natin. Tama ba? Nangyayari ito? Right? So ito, one would be the solution for this. Alam nila kung saan ilalagay yung sheet piles. They could be, they will be guided, ang ating mga planning engineers, ang ating design team, on which area. Kung kailangan ba sheet piles, or kailangan ba gabions lang, kailangan ba permeable yung ating ilalagay na structures. Kasi if it's saturated, then you have to put permeable structures so that the water can just freely flow and retain the soil and the stones, the natural ground. Kasi yun ang unang problem natin pag soil erosion and slope stability or landslides din. Tama? Next. Ngayon, i-discuss ko sa inyo yung mga colors. Di ba kanina may mga colors tayong nakukuha sa section. So, with the corresponding colors, meron din siyang corresponding resistance, no, in ohms. So, makikita dyan sa colors kung saan siya na-belong. If it's graphite, igneous, gravel, freshwater, saltwater even, clay, metamorphic rocks. So, na-detect. Next. Meron din tayo, with reference doon naman sa, sa resistance din, kung anong klase, if you have andesite, basalt, gabbroso, and so on and so forth. Next. This was also conducted on a landslide area. So next. So ito na yung, pwede pa kayo balik, sorry. So ito yung mga wires na sinasabi ko. And then, every distance niyan, may mga electrodes tayong nilalagay. Yung wires kanina na rods, ililibing natin yun, and then we will clip it with the alligator, then naka-attach dun sa may mga certain distances, may parang metal din dun sa wire na dun iipit so that the current can pass through and inject it to the soil. Next. Ito naman po, this is from District Engineering Office in Mati under DE Jane. So we conducted the test from Maragusan to Mati Road. Kung nakikita nyo, this part is already sliding down. Next. Next. So ito yung test na kinandak namin. So as you can see, from the cross-section of the road, kung ito yung daan, ito yung bundok, tas meron naman ditong pababa na bundok. Yung galing dun sa pinakababa, pinaakyat kong yung wire hanggang dito sa daan, then umakyat na naman dun sa bundok. So it's from this point, dun sa pinakailalim, paakyat dun sa pinakataas ang wire. And then it passes through the road, makikita nyo. So nilagyan namin ng, pinasok namin yung wires sa ilalim ng isang steel rods to protect our wires kasi mga mom and sir, medyo mahal po yung wire natin and we don't want that to be na masisira pag may mga sasakyan na dumadaan. So ipoprotect natin siya. So nandun po ako nakapayong. So ito yung, sige next, ito yung data na nakuha namin from the apparent resistance to calculated apparent resistivity pseudo-section and then ito na yung iteration natin. So next. Ngayon, eto na siya, if I reflect the elevations. Ito yung pinakababa na part. na kinuha ng end ng wire. This is the road section. Ito yung paakyat na sa bundok. So as you can see, may problema nga. And it has the sliding plane, no? Sa slope stability issues natin, we have what we call a sliding plane. Yun ang failure, nandoon yung failure. Now, alam na nila kung saan ilagay yung piles. Kasi nabigyan ko na sila ng recommendation on which, and this one is very, meron siyang value engineering pagdating sa planning ninyo because you can already give a direct solution and approach to the problem kasi nandyan na nasa harap nyo na, very visible. Next. Ngayon, ito yung i-explain ko sa inyo, ang georesistivity can also be conducted by a geologist. But then, a geologist will be restricted only up to the characterization of the soil or the rock. Pagdating ngayon sa properties, hindi na nila kaya i-compute because that's already a numerical computation which an engineer can only do that. Kayo lahat pwede. Pwede tayong mag-training. Okay. Eto ngayon, nakikita nyo, I identified the areas into different sections. We have A1, A2, and A3 with respect to the resistance of the soil. So ngayon, with this correlation, pwede nating i-compute based sa resistivity niya yung kanyang USCS, yung classification ng soil, if it is a CL or SW or GP. Then, makukuha natin yung water content, makukuha natin yung unit weight, then we can compute the cohesion, and we can compute the angle of friction. These properties are the most important numerical values that our designer will be requiring for their designs. Ito, later, i-discuss ko later kung ano yung difference between this and the conventional method natin ng geotechnical investigation using core boring or coring. Next. Ito naman, I think this is familiar with Tubuk district going to Bukidnon. This has been a problem for quite a long time. Next. Pwede siya road slips and yeah, no problem. So, isa din ito sa function na pwede niyang bigyan ng solution. Next. See this one? It's also a base failure. Next. This one also is, I think, going to Butuan. Hello, taga region. Tama po. Next. Next. And then this one kay Engineer Larete. Where's Engineer Larete? Occidental. Ito naman yung problema nila doon. See that failure? Next. This one is under DPWH district sa Guerrero, dito sa Davao City, going to Malabog. Next. Ito naman, under sa DPWH Mati, kay D.E. Jane, this is going to San Isidro and Lavigan. This is going to Governor Generoso area. Ito, I think, like mga 10 years na daw ito na problem na hindi talaga mas-solve kasi they have even introduced geosynthetics on this part, but then may failure pa din. So, tinest namin ngayon, nag-actual testing kami, and I will give you the solution. Next. So, ito na yun. Next. Ito yung test na kinandak namin. As you can see, medyo hindi maganda talaga yung soil. And during the test, I have investigated with the old people there kasi sila naman talaga yung nakakaalam dun sa what happened. No, what was the history? You also have to ask. Imagine, there was a tree standing on that part about 5 meters, and ngayon hindi na nakikita. Lumubog na. And they said, Ma'am, I think quicksand yung nandito kasi kahit anong structure na ilagay mo dyan, lumulubog. Oo nga, lumubog nga. So ito na part. This part. As you can see, that's A1, that's MH. It's a silt clay na liquefiable. So every time merong earthquake, bumababa talaga siya. Since meron din siyang tubig, it is saturated, no? So bumababa siya. We also get the water content, the unit weight, the cohesion, and the angle of friction. As you can see, medyo mababa talaga yung angle of friction pag ganyan na soil, no? So ang may problema is yung going to the vegan na area. So that part, yun talaga ang bumababa. And then dito, since wala silang drainage din, nagiging saturated, that would also cause failure. So kahit naglagay sila dyan ng geosynthetics, kakainin talaga siya. So ano yung magiging next solution dyan? I think the best is to construct an aqueduct or a bridge on this area. Next. Ito naman, base failure pa din from San Fernando to Talaingod na road under sa DPWH Malaybalay, 1st District. Ganon din, bumababa din yan. So we conducted the test. Okay, let's go next. Ito, so from, if you see, this is the road section. So umakyat kami dun yung wires and then pababa din dun sa pinakailalim. Next. Next. Ito yung nakikita natin. Ito yung result. So as you can see, saturated yung sa taas. Nandito yung na part yung road. Next. Ito na ngayon when we reflect the survey data. So makikita niya talaga, it's a cross-section of the area that you have tested. So makikita, saturated yung sa blue, which has CH property, and then yung A2 is SC, and then we have the GP below. Ang nangyayari kasi pala, on this right side, ano siya, mababa yung elevation. So para bang it's a ridge ng mountain, and then if ito yung daan, bumaba siya, then bundok na mataas. Ganun din dito. So ang runoff ng water would may panding dito sa each side of the road. So ito yung dapat solusyonan nila, no? So that the road here, ito na road will not move. So nagkakaroon na sila ngayon ng sufficient sufficient na design to address the solution, no, to this problem because of this test. Next. So what are the advantages of georesistivity? So it determines the depth of soil problem. It determines the depth and location of the sliding plane. So nagkakaroon na kayo ng idea kung saan ang location and at the depth. So pwede nyo nang gawaan ng tama na POW ang term nyo dyan sa inyong mga pag-bidding nyo na sa, or pag-design, no? So tama na siya. So you also get the soil classification, the soil properties, and then it enables our design and the best economical engineering solution. Next, what is the most advantages of this? It is very fast. If the test will be conducted within this day, you will get the result 2 days after. Next, ito ngayon, i-run through ko lang. We have the design guidelines, criteria, and standards from DPWH, yung Volume 2C natin, Geological and Geotechnical Investigation. So typical geotechnical investigation na kinakandak natin or pinapabid natin sa ating mga consultants are, ito lang ang nakukuha natin. So soil investigation, rock sampling, grain size, natural moisture content, Atterberg limits, and specific gravity. These properties, ginagamit natin yung kanilang numerical value, no, for a numerical solution to get the angle of friction with also the SPT values. Kasi yun ang reference with this, along with this, na kinakandak natin sa laboratories, nakukuha natin yung bearing capacity, nako-compute natin yung angle of friction, yung cohesion, and even the unit weight, no, through laboratory testing. So next. Ito yun. Ito yung typical na binibigay sa ng mga report ng geotechnical engineers or ng geotechnical consultants sa inyo. during soil testing dun sa site, meron tayong nakukuhang SPT values. Ito yun. So from this, nako-compute natin yung nasa red na section, yung in-enclose ko ng red. Nako-compute yan. Etong sa Atterberg at saka sa laboratory naman yan. So it's an actual test of the soil that we extracted from the boreholes. Pero, again, I would like to reiterate that this one is also a numerical equation, numerically derived, no, from all the other properties. So it's just the same with the numerical computation that we did with georesistivity, which is based on the resistance of the soil. Pareho sila, correlation and numerical equation. Next. Ito naman ngayon, yung parang hindi na masyado, sad to say, hindi na masyado nire-require ng ating mga offices. No? These are advanced geotechnical laboratory, which is the consolidation test. Yung consolidation test, kailangan yan siya if the soil is very soft, kung kailangan ng may tambak or any reclamation. Ito siya. Triaxial test. This is an actual siya kasi kukuha ka ng undisturbed sample doon sa site and iti-test mo siya sa laboratory through the triaxial test. Makukuha mo yung actual talaga na angle of friction at saka cohesion ng soil. Hindi siya computed, unlike yung kanina na pag SPT values lang and yung mga common na test sa laboratories natin, ang nakukuha natin is just in correlation and numerical equation. But ito yung actual. Mas maganda siya for the design of bridges and building kasi bearing capacity kaagad yung nakukuha natin. Next, the direct shear, hindi din masyado pinapractice kahit na nasa design guidelines ninyo. Meron din po ito. So, pati yung permeability test at saka yung geophysical, yung georesistivity test, nandyan na din po sa guidelines ninyo. So, pwede nyo na rin po i-include sa mga TOR ninyo po if you just wanted to opt on this, no? For the mabilisan na mga design, kung may mga problema, mas mabilis siya na mabigyan kayo ng data. Balik ko lang yung direct shear naman. Ang importance ng direct shear is the actual shear strength of your soil, which is very helpful to our planning engineers for slope and landslide. Kasi ang shear kasi is lateral yung kinukuha niya eh. So you can get this through the undisturbed samples na naman nakukunin nyo dun sa site, test sa laboratory. Ang maganda dito po mga ma'am and sir is that if you perform the triaxial and the direct shear or the consolidation and the permeability test, meron na kayong first on hand na, okay, tama pala yung correlation ko dito based on the SPT. Meron kang confirmation kung tama ba talaga. Kasi sasabihin ko lang with the experience that I had, medyo conservative yung nakukuha natin na data from the correlations as compared to the actual. So kung gusto niyo na medyo na magkaroon kayo ng value engineering at saka makatipid or ma-maximize niyo yung money ng district niyo, then you have to opt to require your geotechnical consultants to do this for problematic areas. Next. So ito yung sa triaxial na sinasabi ko na makukuha niyo. Actual strength, hindi siya computed. Kasi machine yung nagdetermine yan. Walang human intervention. Next. Sa direct shear naman, in reference to ASTM 30.0, ganun din po. Shear strength ng soil nakukuha. Next. And, balik ko lang uli, yung sa geophysical method, correlation. Same sa geotechnical investigation na ginagamit natin na the typical, which is the soil exploration by drilling. No? Next. Pinakita ko lang dito, this is also from a research na ito yung mga pwede gawin ng georesistivity test. So next. Singit ko lang sandali din kasi tapos na tayo doon. Sandali, ano ko lang, i-expound ko lang po mga sir and ma'am that I still would encourage the soil exploration using the typical natin na yung drilling and boreholes natin. That would be parang ano na siya, parang confirmation dun sa kung if you really wanted to get the soil properties na makakuha kayo ng mga undisturbed samples kung may problema talaga yung soil. So para bang, kung ako yung tanungin mo, yes, it is expensive, but, or hindi naman siguro ganun ka-expensive din kung titingnan nyo sa mga budgets nyo na makabigay naman kayo ng magandang design, no? Kung ako yung tanungin, the good recommendation is to conduct the georesistivity test. Pag nakita nyo kung saan yung problems, yung mga failure, hanggang doon na lang yung ititest natin. Hindi na tayo magsabi, mag 30 meters ka dito, yung pala yung problem mo, nasa 5 meters lang. Diba? So it will be just a confirmation to what you have got from the georesistivity test. And mostly, kung may problema, I think mas maganda talaga na i-require nyo na lang ng undisturbed sample para makuha nyo yung actual strength ng soil or ng actual properties talaga ng soil for its bearing capacity and sa shear strength natin. Okay? Hopefully, naintindihan nyo, mabilis mo ako magsalita. Sorry. So, singit ko lang sandali. Ito din, seismic resistivity test. This is also one of the geophysical tests that we have in the Philippines. Next. Ito naman, next. So this is the equipment. We have the machine, we have also the wires. Next. So ito siya, ganun din, may mga wires din na ilalatag natin. May geophones ang tawag naman dun sa sa equipment, ay yung mga electrodes. And then, meron tayong pad kung saan magha-hammer tayo, mag-introduce tayo ng force. And then it will reflect the refraction or the sound, through sound naman siya. And then it will get, basically the local response spectrum which should be usable during earthquake kung meron kayong mga buildings or tulay na sa tingin nyo may mga failures talaga. And then may mga liquefiable sections kayo na ganyan, much better kung makuha nyo yung local response spectrum so that yung designer nyo, pwede niya ma-incorporate doon sa design yung effect ng earthquake doon sa soil mismo. Next. So ito yung maging mangyari. So meron siyang reflection and refraction. Data would be this. Next. So ito kami noon nagte-test. Ito yung mga staff ko. Then next, ito yung result, raw data. So makikita meron siyang mga shear waves dito. Oo. Shear waves, S waves and P waves ang tinatawag natin dyan. So next. Then you have a certain depth na nakukuha niya. So ganun din siya sa georesistivity. The farther the wire goes, the deeper your analysis is. Next. So meron siyang mga makikita per thickness, per layer, meron siyang velocity na nakukuha. So based doon sa velocity, nakukuha natin ngayon yung shears, yung P waves at saka S waves ng soil. Next. From there, nagkakaroon tayo ng local response spectrum for the certain specific soil. Kasi mostly yung sinusundan natin sa NSCP, ang mga response spectrum natin is based on the general, kung saan lang yung mga near source factors lang ang involved natin based dun sa FIVOX na mga binibigay na data. No? But it's not the local. This one is local. Kung saan talaga yung soil mo, dun talaga ang ibibigay sa'yo. Next. Ito yung result niya sa section 1. Next. Wala na pala. Thank you so much for listening. Hopefully, may natutunan kayo kahit konti lang man. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Engineer Applejen Cavero Hoyo, MSCE. So at this very moment, we will now be opening the floor for questions or clarifications with regards to the topic being discussed. You may raise your hands or you come forward here at the center so we can turn over a microphone. Any hands from the crowd?
Questions? Clarifications?
Violent reactions?
Of course, regarding yun sa topic na diniscuss ni ma'am, which is geophysical investigation using georesistivity test and its importance to geotechnical investigation. Okay? So may bibigyan tayo ng mic. The floor is open. Ayun si ma'am. Okay, bigyan po natin ng microphone